Hey, look at that cloud. It looks like a sheep, and this other one looks like a gigantic white canvas. Now that's some figurative language in use. Hey champ, saying that the cloud looks like a sheep is simply comparing the cloud to a sheep, which is an example of a simile. Similes use the words as or like to compare. Also, referring to the cloud as a gigantic canvas is an example of a metaphor. Metaphors compare without using the word as or the word like. In this lesson, we will be learning to identify figurative language in texts. Before we dive deeper, what is figurative language? Figurative language involves the use of words or phrases that go beyond their literal meaning to create a more vivid and imaginative description. Like simile and metaphor, personification is also a figurative language. Personification attributes human qualities to non-human things. The sun smiled down on us is an example of personification. In this sentence, the sun is given the human quality of smiling. This suggests that the sun is a friendly and generous force. Hyperbole is another figurative language. Hyperbole exaggerates to make a point. For example, I have told you 1,000,000 times to stay off my path is a hyperbolic sentence. The speaker is exaggerating the number of times they have given this instruction to suggest that it has been repeated many times and is now a source of frustration. Up next is onomatopoeia. Onomatopoeia uses a word to imitate a sound. For example, the clock ticked and talked. The words ticked and talked imitate the sound of the clock's hands when they move. Now, let's discuss some tips for effectively identifying figurative language in texts. First, pay attention to any words or phrases that seem out of place or do not fit with the literal meaning of the sentence. For example, the moon was a glowing silver coin in the sky. In this sentence, the word coin is out of place and doesn't fit with the literal meaning of the moon. Hence, we can deduce that the writer is trying to convey a meaning, which is the beauty and brightness of the moon through the use of a metaphor. Second, think about what the writer is trying to convey and how figurative language enhances their message. Third, look for any repetition of words or sounds that could indicate the use of figurative language. The repetition of the I sound in glowing, silver, and coin indicates the use of figurative language. The context of the sentence suggests a sense of awe and wonder at the moon's appearance. Fourth, consider the context of the sentence and how the figurative language relates to the overall tone of the piece. Now, let's see how well you can identify the figurative language used in a text. The stars danced in the night sky, twinkling like diamonds in a sea of black. The moon cast a silver glow over the world, illuminating the trees and fields below. The wind whispered through the leaves, rustling them gently like a mother soothing her child. The world seemed to come alive at night, full of magic and wonder. What do you think? Did you identify any figurative language? Certainly. The first is personification, where the stars are described as dancing in the night sky. Another is simile, where the stars are compared to diamonds in a sea of black. Diamonds in a sea of black is also a metaphor. Diamond is used to represent the stars and is compared to the sea of black, which is the night sky. And we have personification again, where the wind is described as whispering through the leaves and rustling them gently like a mother soothing her child. This is also a simile, as the sound of the wind is compared to a mother soothing her child. Identifying figurative language is an essential skill for reading proficiency. Remember to keep practicing and do not be afraid to ask for help if you're unsure. Keep learning.